Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a cook with me as I show you guys how I make my turkey meatballs. So not only do I use these turkey meatballs as a dinner, but I also take it for lunch. I have the 1 pound of the ground turkey. This is from Kroger. I let it thaw out this morning and it's ready. There are a couple seasonings I need to grab from my seasoning cabinet, and I have a bowl and I'm going to be using basically my hands to mash it up. So with this recipe, basically it is just something that I made up. It's really good. It's still healthy because I'm not using vegetable oil. Instead, I will be using olive oil to fry these in the pan on the stove. Normally I cook these as a meal prep with rice, broccoli, which you guys will see in this video as well. But my main focus is to show you guys a great recipe that you all can try for yourself, also for kids and for your family. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so for this recipe, plain and simple, I am going to put the stuff in this bowl. So for my meatballs, lately I've been using parsley flakes. I've been using the Miss Dash. This one is the original. I've also been using the Weber roasted garlic and herb. A little bit of the Tony's original Creole seasoning. I've also been using some of the Lowry's seasoning salts that you guys see here. And then I've also been using some of the Weber honey garlic. Yum. And I found this at the dollar store. This is the garlic pepper seasoning. This, like I said, was $1.25, so who can go without it? Last but not least, this was at Sam's Club for probably like $5.48. It is the Tabitha Brown seasoning, where it has it's an all-purpose seasoning: garlic, ginger, pineapple, and mango. So all I do is open this up and dump it into my bowl. Now, if it was actual chicken or something like that, I'd be washing it off. A lot of people, I noticed, do not wash their meats off. Yeah, so I don't know why we don't. This is something I cannot wash off. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So I went ahead and just sprinkled in a little bit of each of these seasonings. One thing I can tell you is that you're not going to over season this, and it's not going to be too salty. I absolutely love the flavor that comes out of these meatballs. One thing I can say is you can make it like this and put spaghetti sauce over top of it. You also can add it into your spaghetti if you want to do your meatballs homemade. I typically like to do mine really small, but I also love to be able to taste the flavoring from each seasoning in these meatballs. So normally what I do next is go ahead and just get like parchment, aluminum foil or something like that, and I put it down in a pan so that I can roll the meatballs. The meatballs do not have to be too small. They don't have to be too big. They could be medium size, which is just right. These little balls literally fit in the middle of your hand, and you guys can easily use this recipe for things such as like small sloppy joe. You guys can use this for like meatballs to go in your spaghetti, or you also can add spaghetti sauce over top of it. It's totally up to you. I just recently figured out that I'd much rather use the ground turkey for meatballs in olive oil, due to the simple fact that it's so much easier to clean up after. They're so much better to cook, and it doesn't take a lot. So I do let my pan heat up first, then I add in the olive oil. You really only need just a little bit, because once you put the turkey meatballs in, it's going to kind of generate its own grease. But let me just say, go ahead and have some type of paper towel, on a plate or in a bowl so you can drain off the meatballs. So I do have the jasmine rice, and then I also have broccoli cuts, which is simple and easy because I can put the broccoli on the stove along with some butter, allow it to cook, and I can put the rice in the microwave for 90 seconds towards the end of making the meal. So I did add in 2 tablespoons of butter to the whole bag, and I just let it cook down. So now that my pan is ready for the meatballs, I'm going to go ahead and add them in, and you guys can hear the sizzling that's going to come from the meatballs once you put them in. So just to give you guys a great quick tip, the one thing about these, and the reason why I love using the ground turkey, is because you can use a silicone spatula to move these around. It's not going to get stuck to your pan, unlike it would for hamburger meat. Ground turkey is another great way to incorporate into your, eating, especially if you're not into like the red meat type of thing. I would say that this overall is much better than using hamburger meat because it's not putting a whole bunch of extra grease back into the pan. With these meatballs, you can go ahead and use a silicone spatula to get these moving around. You also can shake it. Like I said, it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. That is the one thing I love about these, and it definitely does not take long. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to check on the broccoli really quickly and give that a stir as I'm still waiting on the meatballs to finish cooking. Luckily, the rice will be the last thing I need to do because it's only gonna take 90 seconds. Now that everything's ready, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to drain the grease off of the meatballs. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to put the rice in the microwave for that 90 seconds, as I said before. And I went ahead and just grabbed a plate that I'm going to get ready to make for myself. So I, for dinner this night, had the meatballs, the broccoli, and the jasmine rice. So good. You guys can see what the meatballs look like from here because this is what they look like. Whatever seasonings you add in is basically what it's gonna come out to be like. Definitely make sure you add in enough seasoning for taste. I definitely waited on the broccoli to kind of cool down and get a little soft, and I used the Ben's original jasmine rice that I put on the side of my dinner as one of my side orders. And I'm gonna get ready to sit down and eat. I hope that you all have enjoyed watching this cook with me video and to see what was for dinner. If you like this type of video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you would like to see another one. And I hope that you all have a great evening, and thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you consider subscribing after being here this long in the video. If you have, comment down below with a rice emoji.